Hello, Wolverine Nation. Welcome to the second regular season game of the 22 campaign. Tonight, the Wolverines face off against the True North Titans, and we got a great show for you planned. We're gonna have an interview with Cheney later on, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about as depth charts. There's been a lot of changes in the starters. I am here tonight with my co-host.
I am Vidal, or Adrian Vidal.
And Henry Gonzalez.
And I'm Brandon de Quesada. Henry, it hasn't been a great first two games for the Wolverines, but we know that we've been prepared this week. They've had a whole week to get ready and set up. How do you think they'll bounce back today?
Well, judging from what I've heard, practices have been good. A lot of players have been really shining out there. I heard tell about Andy Miaras, our starting QB. He was really popping off in yesterday's practice, and I think it's going to be a great game, to be honest. I mean, True North Titans have always been a good rival for us, and we've always come out on top.
Yeah, I ran into Fraga earlier, the starting JV quarterback, and he said that Miatas was going to have an amazing game. A lot of new starters today. On offense, Stephen Borrero is going to be playing a little bit of receiver. And then on defense, Bryce Fitzgerald is starting at corner, and Ethan Barosela, a freshman, is starting at linebacker, making his debut on the varsity team. Cam Walters will also be playing linebacker with him. And on the D-line, Rionda is out. So Javier Brito will be taking his position at the edge, and Jake Gamejo will be on the inside.
I mean, yeah, all those guys, key roles for the game today. I mean, Bryce Fitzgerald is a key player today. He'll be playing both sides of the field like Jansen Wallace. I mean, he really looks like he is going to be better than Jansen Wallace. He's looking like he's improving. He's a sophomore right now, and he's doing very well. I mean, last game, one of the key players, I would say, in my opinion, he was either the MVP of the offense and Chanley Pierre, the MVP of the defense. I mean, Henry, what do you think about Chanley's performance last game? What do you think? How do you think he did?
I think he definitely got us pretty far in the last game. His plays made the difference, and I think it's going to show up again. Like I said, our team has been practicing a lot this last week, and from what I've heard, we've been practicing really, really, really hard.
Another thing, Lucas Amaya, after the big hit last game against Calvary Christian, he will be suspended for today's game. I can probably guess that he's probably not excited, but I bet you that on Monday he'll be ready to practice, and by the next game he'll want to get revenge. Starting in his position is Anthony Rubio, who normally plays running back. I talked to Coach Crow. He said he's really confident in the way Anthony Rubio is playing tonight, and he's really excited for the way this defense is going to look.
Right. I mean, all in all, it just looks like the odds are in our favor tonight. And, I mean, if you look at the stats, the hype, the players, we just look confident. We feel confident. Yeah. I mean, Adrian, just who would you put your money on for tonight? Who do you think is going to hit their stride tonight the hardest?
I mean, I think Andy Miaras is going to be doing very well. I mean, I was talking to him earlier in school, and he was telling me that he's prepared mentally, physically, everything, and he's ready to ball out. And not only that, but he's been practicing a lot with his O-line, and I mean, we can't forget on the O-line, Aiden De Oliveira, another key player, doing very well in practices. I was talking to Coach Cheney about, some of the sophomores, and they were telling me how some of the sophomores were doing very well. Not only that, but another key player, Davion. Wow, I mean, what a talent. He's huge, he's big, he does very well on the defensive line, and I mean, Brandon, what else could you talk about the defense?
I mean, Gavinich at the edge is just, he's always causing problems in the backfield, whether it's tackles for loss or just knocking down the quarterback, applying pressure. He's always got something to do with every single play. He's just such a impactful part of our defense, similar to what Joey Bosa does for the Chargers in the NFL. Henry, what big players on offense are you looking forward to seeing tonight?
I'm looking forward to seeing LJ Mendez again. I think last week our O-line really didn't get to shine at all. But I think tonight's going to be our redemption song. I think like I said, the odds are definitely in our favor, and I think O-line's going to make a huge impact in tonight's game. I think everything's going to play just right into our cards.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. Everything should, I was talking to Zumbano and Alvino, and they were telling me how they're ready for this game. They're hyped. They're psyched. Everybody on the team's psyched. And Cheney was hyping them up earlier today. They were hyping them up, getting them psyched because, this is going to be a hard opponent. And not only that, but Zumbano was telling me how he's been practicing extra since last week. He didn't do very well, but he was practicing extra hard to not only get those kicks a little bit farther, but have a little bit more time to run down the field and stuff like that.
I think that's going to make a pretty big difference in tonight, seeing as how every single person has put just a little bit extra in the last week's practice. Yeah. And I can tell they're going to pour blood and sweat and tears in tonight's game.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the keys to winning tonight for Belen will be just physically impose their will on the other team. We got to have a lot of blocks on the O-line, always pushing the pile at the end of a play, making sure we get as much yards as possible. The running backs have to really put their shoulder down and get as many yards as they can. And then on defense, just like Gavinich has been doing normally, the defensive line has to be impactful every single play. And then the DB's got to just hold down the fort. Coverage sacks would be amazing too. It's got to be a team effort tonight from both offense and defense if we're going to pull this off.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, and Gavin looking very nice. And can we talk about the running backs? I mean, those running backs, Kamani, Rubio, and Bo, I mean, they've been doing well in practices. Kamani loves to go up the middle. He's a very strong guy, and Bo likes to finesse his way out the pocket. Yeah. And he likes to do the
He's
right
small
wing.
And he's strong and he's shifty,
Yeah, he likes
he
to go
can
out
move on the field, and he's definitely going to boost our our running game tonight.
Yeah, he likes to go on the right wing, and he loves to do his little magic. He likes to finesse everybody out of the system, and he gets those yards. And Kamani, with his pure strength, just loves to go right.
Right. I mean, if tonight's any night to do it, tonight is going to be big for us. It's going to make or break us for the season, and I think running game's going to play a huge impact. I think O-line's going to play a huge impact. And if I had to put my money on any running back that's going to make a difference tonight, I think Bo's looking promising, but Kamani, he's our main guy. He's the most reliable running back we got on the team right now, and he's going to be starting, just like last game.
Yeah, and so Brandon, talking so much about the running backs, how do you think about the wide receivers?
I mean, the starting receivers tonight, Bryce Fitzgerald, Stephen Borrero, and a few other guys will be rotating in. Zach Sunderland, who had a touchdown last game. All of them are going to play a big role because, like Henry said earlier, Miatis has been practicing really well this week, and our passing game is going to do really well today. We have so many guys with high upside. I mean, Rubio out of the backfield is even a mismatch too. He's just so shifty and so fast. Same with Bo. They can always weasel their way out of a gang tackle, like a bunch of guys. And then just the tight ends and the receivers. Overall, I think it's just going to be a really good passing game tonight, an aerial attack from.
I think there's going to be a lot of improvement on the field, and I think our receivers are going to show a little more. A lot more yardage. Bryce Fitzgerald, just like last game, he's been big and he's gotten us pretty far in our plays. And yeah, I mean, Bryce Fitzgerald is definitely a great choice for starting receiver. What do you think, Adrian?
I mean, Bryce Fitzgerald, we can't say enough about him. I mean, that guy, he is fast, he's quick. Miatis' favorite target, as we said last week. He loves to get him open. He burns through the defense, and he takes off, like Tyreek Hill, and he's just in the end zone all the time. Miatis hits him up a lot, and yeah. And we're joined by.
Here's Waldo the Wolverine.
Yeah, we are live.
We are live.
You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, take the mic.
A lot of potential in this one.
I mean, same thing, Waldo. I mean, I think the exact same way, Waldo. Hopefully we do very well, Waldo. And yeah.
Honestly, True North doesn't stand a champ.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand who they're dealing with right here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. We got a lot of weapons.
A lot of weapons. Two. Look out for number 25, Nick Sanchez. Be careful.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Waldo, for that
That
special.
was Waldo's weekly prediction.
Yep.
So, anything else that you guys really think needs to be addressed?
Yeah, I mean, team spirit is looking high. I wish we
Yeah,
could just.
definitely.
I wish we could show how much team spirit is going on out there. It's looking crazy. A bunch of the guys out there are hyped. Belen is just in a great mood today, and it's just every last thing is going to make a difference, including all the hype, including the audience over there is going to be cheering our players on, and just all in all, the stats, right, the players, it's all in our favor.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's on our favor. Hopefully, tonight we blow them out. Hopefully, we can do something with our weapons, like Waldo said. I mean, surprise guest, you know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we were not expecting that.
not expecting that. Were you expecting that?
At all.
Yeah, so, I mean, like he said, hopefully we do very well. And not only that, but hopefully all our weapons can do extremely well.
Yeah, I think our biggest factors tonight will be the guys playing both sides of the ball, Anthony Rubio, as well as Stephen Borrero and Bryce Fitzgerald. All of them will definitely change the way the game is played tonight because they all move so fast and they're all over the field always.
Yeah.
What else?
Not only that, but I mean, everybody's been psyched. I mean, like I said before, everyone's psyched. Waldo's psyched. Everybody, Father Willie's psyched. Everyone is psyched for tonight. A lot of people are suspected to show up, so it's going to be very crowded. I believe the tickets were sold out, so a lot of people are going to be starting to show up now. You can see the crowd over there, and they're forming. They are forming, and they're waiting to see the Belen Wolverine kickoff. And
I don't know. I think here's my prediction for the game: 42-7.
42-7.
We're
How
gonna
about you,
get
Brandon?
a lot of TVs.
I think we're going to be 35-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little bit more realistic than these guys. I'm going to go with 21-14. Belen wins. That's my prediction, 21-14. Hopefully that happens, or one of your predictions, because we want to blow them out.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah. I don't know. Confidence is definitely boosted tonight, and regardless of Adrian's more realistic approach, me and Brennan are both super psyched about tonight's game, and it's just all around team spirit. Wolverine Nation is looking really good tonight.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into our pregame show. We
And-
will see you at halftime. Go Wolverines!
check. Mic check. Now we need to find out whose mic is whose, because this we can like kind of find out who's whose.
For the Wolverines, waiting to receive the kickoff, number 3, Bryce Fitzgerald, and number 15, Stefan Barrero.
Hello and welcome to a WBLM presentation of a regular season game for the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. Today the Wolverines are taking on True North. Bobby, what can we expect from Belen today?
Well, this is Anthony Rubio's old team, so kind of a rivalry game, and a squib kick there for True North, and I think that's number 8 taking it, and he has room to run.
Zach Sunderland down the sideline past the 50 into the 45. Tackle, and then a great way to start this Wolverines offense with good field position, hopefully starting off with some points on the very first drive.
So like I was saying before, this is Anthony Rubio's home, like old school, so kind of a rivalry game, emotional game for him, and he's probably been the best player for Belen these last couple games. Belen had a rough start to the season against Calvary Christian, but they'll probably bounce back here today because they're really focused this week. This entire week they've worked really hard in practice in the weight room with Coach Crow, and I think we can expect a lot here.
Yeah, Belen, for Anthony Rubio, has definitely been the most consistent player for this team, and he's done a good job in the passing game and in the rushing game. For whatever reason, there's some hold-up. I think that was a flag. The rest are talking it over right now. But Belen's going to have position on the 45-yard line. Bobby, are we going to come out passing or are we going to come out rushing?
I mean, the rush game always works for Belen early in the game, with big carries. But as team catch on, then you do a play action, then you could hit a throw and get a lot of yards.
Well, let's see what they come out with. Number 12, Jason Felix is on the field, the tight end, along with Kamani Alexander, the running back, one of the stars of this team, more of a power running back, right?
Yeah. And the ref just waved off that flag, so Belen's starting where the kickoff went.
Thank you for noticing that, Bobby. On the 43-yard line is where the Wolverines will start their drive. Miata starts it off with a handoff right up the middle, and they'll pick up 5-6 yards on the play. That's number 7. Taking the carry.
And you could see Stefan Barrero, the safety, out wide receiver, who he's really speedy. He ran a 4.65 40. Used to playing safety. He's a really big hitter, but now he's playing offense.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see that. He played a lot of offense in his 10th grade year and starting out his 11th grade year, but we haven't seen him play offense in a bit over a year now. All of a sudden, he's on the starting lineup, but we know he has speed. So let's see what he can do with it. He's the only receiver out on the field. Miatis, the handoff right up the middle. And he's going to break away. That's Christian Soto, who's going to score a touchdown on the second play of the game. Belen Wolverines take an early 6-0 lead.
That was an amazing play all around there. It was a great fake, a great handoff, a good push by the O-line. He was able to break free, and a great touchdown for the Wolverines.
And a great job by Christian Soto. Couldn't even see him. He was just in a pile. And he found his way out, sprinted down the sideline. We know he's got that speed. Got to the end zone. And now out to kick is 32, Lucas Avino, to make this a 7-0 game.
Well, Belen went very tight there. Only one wide receiver. They did a run, everyone blocking, and easy touchdown.
We're excited to see that. Belen's set for the extra point. The holder, Matthew Barturin. Number 88 now running onto the field, Ethan Barosella. So they make the change at wide receiver, put in Stefan Borrero, and they run it right up the middle. Christian Soto, a score on a second play. And the extra point is up and good. But how is Christian Soto now just seeing field time all of a sudden? He didn't see a lot of it, and now he's scoring touchdowns.
Well, over this entire week, he's been practiced really hard, and the coaches saw that. He used to be a return man. He got a couple carries, and he really proved himself a couple games, like Gulliver and Calvary Christian. And now the entire team looks hype. Everyone's ready, and Belen's out here to win.
And the coaches definitely liked what they saw from Soto. He comes out, he scores a touchdown. We've got a lot of running backs out in this running back room. We've got Kamani Alexander, Bo Humphrey. Anthony Rubio has lined up at running back a few times. And now Christian Soto scoring a touchdown. And set to kick, it's Lucas Avino, who's the place kicker. And he's also setting the extra points too. So that's really interesting because we saw 2 different kickers for the kickoff and extra points and field goals. Do you remember that, Bobby? If my memory serves correct, I think that was Adrian Muelle. Also serves as a cornerback. Let's see if he gets some time there today. Lucas Avino set to kick. Bobby, what is Belen offense looking to do today?
I mean, based on what we saw that first drive, if the run game works, stick to it. That's how Calvary beat Belen last week. They just they ran the ball the entire game, and it worked.
Well, the kick is up, and it's going back into the end zone for a touchback, and that's what it'll be. We'll be back in a minute.
First down and 10.
True North will start their possession on the 20-yard line, and you're going to notice a lot of changes today. Bryce Fitzgerald now playing cornerback. He was the #1 wide receiver. Now he's at cornerback. But True North set to throw on their first play. They're throwing over the middle. They've got number 7, but it's a low pass, and it's going to fall incomplete.
I mean, that's a perfect play to run against cover 2, you know, post right up the middle. But the throw was off because of the pressure by Davion Dixon. A great play there for Belen.
So, Coach Crow, the team has a very difficult defensive game just about a week ago, and then they just completely replace all the defense. Bryce Fitzgerald now finds himself on defense. We have 3 safeties and 4 defensive linemen. So, really interesting, and Barosela is now playing on defense. He was a tight end, and a tackle is going to be made by Bryce Fitzgerald, who charged up the field to make that play.
So Bryce, Anthony, Camden, and Ethan are all starting now on defense, and they didn't even play defense last game. Well, Camden actually did get in, but besides that, none of the other guys were in at defense, and that's because Lucas Amaya got hurt, so that's why Anthony's in there. And I'm not sure why Ethan's playing linebacker, but we know why Camden is. He had a great game last week.
Something else to mention, I love to see the energy on this sideline. All the teammates are still congratulating Christian Soto for his touchdown, doing handshakes and all that. So it's great to see this energy on this team, especially with that early touchdown. Hopefully a lot more to come today. The snap, it'll be a handoff up the middle and tackled, so it'll be 4th and long. True North sets a punt.
The ball carrier is number 3, Josh Reyes.
And it looks like we have an injured man.
Is 2 yards.
He's down,
4th down and 13.
and we'll be back in a minute.
Punting for the Titans, number 15, Lucas Pelosi.
And Anthony Rubio and Bryce Fitzgerald are set to take the punt. Switching sides now, Rubio to the left. And the punt is up, almost blocked. A couple guys got in the backfield there. Bryce Fitzgerald calling the fair catch on the 50. So this is going to be a new rivalry, Bobby, as Belen moves out of division and into this one. And the one that they fit most closely with, that the school that's most similar to them, is True North.
Yeah, well, this is their first time playing, and you know, there's a lot of fans on both sides here. The student section for Belen, everyone's wearing the toga, and everyone's getting loud, and everyone's vibing to the music.
Yeah, it's definitely very exciting to see down here. Belen looking to come out, possibly passing, Bobby?
I mean, I wouldn't. I would go stick with the run, you know. They did 3 runs, and they got a touchdown, which if that works every drive, then Belen's going to run up the score here.
Well, this is an interesting look. Christian Soto lined up at wide receiver. And now they're changing up everybody in motion. Christian Soto back to the backfield. Stefan Borrero at receiver. It's a handoff to Kamani Alexander on the outside. He cuts it upfield and gets tackled after a 5-yard pickup.
I mean, I think that's what they need to use Kamani at, you know, outside runs, because last game they did a bunch of inside runs to him, and the blocking wasn't really there. You know, they were blitzing the linebackers, and he got stuffed almost every play.
Yeah, we're definitely going to want to try and mix it up. But interesting to see who's playing on offense, and it's working quite well. Anthony Rubio looking at an interesting position, almost like a wing wide receiver position. And we're also looking at Stefan Borrero at the number 1 wide receiver, making his way back onto the field as a starter. And the handoff to Kamani Alexander. He cuts it to the outside, drops his shoulder, and is tackled after picking up the first down. So Belen on the 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
You love to see that. You know, the entire O-line ran down the field. Everyone was making their blocks. The team really seems put together this week. I think after the loss last week, they got really motivated, and they're here to win.
This is the best I've seen this team all season, and that's a good thing. These coaches have really worked them hard. And Christian Soto, I just can't believe he's out on the field now. He was about the 4th running back. He's now starting, and he's making good plays, genuinely impressing all of us. So the handoff to Rubio on the sweep. Rubio trying to get around. Rubio down the sideline trying to cut it back. He gets stopped at the 25-yard line, and a flag flies.
I wonder what the flag is. I don't think it's a holding because there was no one down there. It might be a defensive penalty.
Well, let's see what it is. The rest are ready to discuss it.
The gain is about 9 yards. 2nd down.
So the 9-yard pickup will be a couple more with a hit to the head, I think that was.
Well, depending on the hit, you could get thrown out of the game for a hit like that. You know, Amaya got kicked out last week because of his hit on one of the players.
Yeah, talking about Amaya, he's not even dressed up to get into the game today. Unfortunate to see that. But Andres Miares looking to get it. We want to see him throw, but this is clearly a running offense that they're running today.
Yeah, I mean, if it's working, you got to keep going with it. And now you can see Bryce comes back out, so they might throw here.
The blocks have been the best yet so far this season, with Andres Paredes, the left tackle on the offensive line, who's been starting since his 9th grade year, along with a couple other offensive linemen.
Well, Coach Hector has really worked hard with this O-line. You know, a lot of young guys, some guys who it's their first time starting on varsity, and they're working really hard here today, and they already have a touchdown and a lot of yards.
Coach Chaney was talking to the refs regarding the penalty and their positioning on the field. The ref now ready to make an announcement. The players on both sides of the ball are held at a standstill. And Bobby, is the move here to pass?
No, you just keep going with the run. I mean, they're eventually going to start blitzing, catch on to it, and I think that's when you hit him with the play action, you know, a fade to Bryce or maybe Stefan.
Well, the student section has grown. It seems to double every minute. The baby powder coming out, everybody dressed in togas. And you love to see this energy on the sidelines, and that's a good view of it right there. And they just keep on growing. They keep on coming over. We're seeing a lot more students coming out to these games.
I mean, Belen was heavily favored in this game against True North. And after a bad start week 1, they're bouncing back here today and looks really good so far.
And the stoppage is still going on. We're wondering what it is. Gavin's now running onto the field for Jason Felix, the tight end. So the refs now finally ready to get this thing underway. Gavin Marsland, you have to imagine it's going to be a running play.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wondered if they were ever going to put Davion at O-line or G at tight end. You know, they're really athletic guys. They could play both ways. And they're coming out here today with a whole new offense.
You're right about that. Gavin Marcelin is on offense. 2 receivers out, Bryce Fitzgerald, Stefan Borrero. Miatis hands it off to Kamani Alexander, but he stopped almost immediately, just about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage by number 50.
Yeah, that's the blitz I was talking about. They're starting to read it, so now I think Belen has the advantage even though they got stopped there. You know, they can easily now do a play action. They're going to bite because they're blitzing, and you could probably make a really nice pass because Miatis has the arm for it.
Well, they're keeping out 2 receivers on the field. Bryce Fitzgerald, he had a touchdown earlier this season.
Yeah, a great corner out by him, a nice throw by Miatis, and even though they were down, it was a great pass and catch.
Hopefully the chemistry between those two can grow. And back out onto the field is Jason Felix. Gavin Marcelin coming back off the field. So 3 receivers set. Miatis fakes the handoff. He's going to check it down to Jason Felix, who's going to come out on the 15-yard line.
Jaw had a couple drops last week, you know, could have been good plays like that one. And there he's finally able to make the catch, you know, great run. He's a really big kid. If he gets the ball in his hands, you know, he could truck a couple people and maybe even score.
Great to see the growth by everybody on this team. And Lucas Avino, the kicker, is ready to kick because it's 3rd down and 10. Christian Soto coming back out onto the field, possibly our savior as a 3rd down running back.
Well, Christian Soto comes in for Bo, who was the running back too, but I guess he did better at practice than last game, so they decided to give him the start.
Interesting to see that. 2 running backs in the backfield. 1 tight end, 2 receivers. And the entire defensive line jumps off sides. That's going to be an easy call. So they'll make it a 3rd and 5 and easier for Belen to move upfield and pick up that 1st down.
That was a really good call by Coach Cheney because they were blitzing and they all jumped, so they were ready to try and stop the run because that's all Belen has done so far, and it really worked well.
Timeout, Belen Wolverines, and we'll be back in a minute. The Belen Wolverines set up on the tight end 10-yard line, and they're coming out with at least 1 receiver and Gavin Marcelin back out onto the field.
Yeah, Rubio's playing that wing again. You know, they could do a little slip past him. I think he could do really good there.
Hand off to Christian Soto up the middle. Doesn't look like he'll have enough for the 1st down. Picks up a yard or 2. He'll be a couple yards short of that 1st down.
Yeah, that's really close right there. Probably a foot and a half. And now you wonder, do you go for it here, risk it, or do you just go for the easy field goal?
Well, the offense is staying out onto the field for the moment. The Titans have jumped off sides once. Is that what Cheney wants them to do? Is he going to try to get them to jump off again? Let's see what they do. Maybe on 2 here is what we're looking at. Bo Humphrey's going to come back out onto the field for Christian Soto. And Bo, we saw a lot of him, especially during that Gulliver game. He played really good in that 4th quarter.
Yeah, Bo really turned the offense around in what seemed a game that Belen had no hope, and they made a little comeback there at the end.
Well, Stefan Borrero is still the only wide receiver out on the field right now. Mia's got to hand it off to Bo. Bo trying to cut it to the outside. He does. Bo walks into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Wolverines.
That's what you love to see out of Bo. You know, he's not that big, but he hits really hard. He breaks the tackle, and he uses the speed to get into the end zone.
And an excellent play by Bo Humphrey and all the blockers, such as Gavin Marcelin, who were able to seal off that edge as Bo was able to bounce it right into the end zone. And the Wolverines have a 13-0 lead and are set to make that 14.
Even though it seems like the running backs are the ones running the show here, that O-line is really helping out here today. You know, 2 touchdowns for them and great runs.
And you got to give credit to Miatis. There's about 4 running backs in the backfield. He's selling a fake to each and every one of them. The extra point is up, and the extra point is good. But there's going to be a penalty marker on the field. Might have to replay the down.
The penalty is on the defense.
So the penalty will be on the defense. And they're going to have to put it on the 1-yard line now. Is Belen going to go for it?
It looks like the field goal team's staying out there. They might do a fake here. Oh, they declined it. So the kick's going to count. Oh, no, they're redoing it.
So declining it, redoing the kick. Don't want to make it a tougher kick, more of a chip shot. Lucas Avino, the kicker, just a sophomore. The kick is up and the kick is good. So Belen will take a 14-0 lead with 4:32 left in the first. Lucas Avino set to kick. The kick is up. And just short of the end zone, so True North has to return. Up the middle here. Down on the left. Cutting it back up the middle. And he'll be tackled on the 35-yard line. And the defense is coming out. We're looking at a ton of new guys here, Bobby.
Well, the tackle there was by Omar Ortega, who's a corner. And now that Bryce is in, he's a backup, which I don't agree with the call because I think Bryce is more of a safety, but he's proved himself early in this game with that early tackle.
Well, Omar Ortega finds himself on the field now as a safety. We know he's one of the leaders of this team. He played a lot last year. Let's see what he can do today. And True North definitely looks more of a passing offense. That's what they showed in the JV game last year. And now in Varsity, they're passing the ball quite a bit. Two receivers out. It's going to be a bubble pass to number 7. Who's trying to go to the outside, but he gets tackled from behind. That's Gavin Marcelin, who stops him a yard before the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's why they had him at tight end. You know, you saw the speed there. He was able to dive, use his 6'4" frame, and he was able to trip him.
Yeah, Gavin Marcelin might be one of the biggest people on this team, but he's also one of the fastest, whether you believe it or not. One of the 3 fastest guys on this team, according to 40 times. Let's take a look at Tyler Brown, number 7, the cornerback, a freshman who's getting starting time, and he's played quite a bit.
Yeah, he's done really good in the preseason game and in the game against Calvary. You know, he's done really good at covering, you know, tackling. Yeah, I don't think he's missed a tackle.
Well, 3 receivers and a running back. It's a handoff to the running back, and he gets stopped immediately. Davion Dixon, Gavin Marcelin are there to meet him before the line of scrimmage.
That's the D-line we love to see. You know, no running on this D-line, and now Anthony Rubio comes out for safety.
And thank goodness for depth on this D-line because Andres Rionda is out, but he's replaced by number 51, Jake Gamejo, who's playing well so far. Javier Brito also out on the field, defensive tackle. Davion Dixon, though, looks to be playing an edge right now.
Well, I mean, Davion is just a force. You could put him anywhere, O-line, D-line. I mean, he's going to disrupt something.
Well, 2 safeties. It's Matthew Barter and Omar Ortega. Deep in the backfield. True North set to throw on the curl. Tyler Brown makes the tackle, and it's going to cause him to drop the ball. Tyler Brown, great defense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about before. Tyler Brown does not miss tackles. That's the one thing that he's amazing at.
Well, coming back out onto the field, Bryce Fitzgerald, Anthony Rubio, set to take back this punt because it's about to be 4th down and 10 for True North. Bobby, are we finally going to see Belen pass the ball now?
I think now when you have a comfortable lead, you know, 14 points is when you can start to open up the offense. They're going to be blitzing a lot here, and you could start passing the ball.
Yeah, test out some new things. We know Miatis has a cannon. Hopefully a couple deep shots downfield this game. And it's going to be a fake punt. Set to pass. And Anthony Rubio almost intercepts it. It was way over the head of number 4, Tyler Brown. It looks like he just went to playing defense with no issue. He read that perfectly.
I think Anthony dropped that on purpose because he knew that he was going to go out of bounds and Belen's going to get the ball where they made the pass from.
A high IQ play by Anthony Rubio. And the 4th down and 10 turns into a Wolverines 1st down and 10 on the 35-yard line.
Well, Steph's still out there at wide receiver, and you can see on the O-line is you know, they've been pushing, they've been grinding, and they've gotten 2 touchdowns. You know, LJ Mendez, Aiden de Oliveira, AJ Paredes, and Tony Gonzalez, and sorry for all the ands, but Christian Cueto too. I was seeing them as the True North guys are moving. You know, they've been a force out here today, and Zach Sunderland goes out there.
Well, we asked if they're going to pass. 4 receivers out now and a tight end. Miatis sets a pass. Kamani coming back at running back. Miatis going to hand it off. Kamani up the middle. Picks up 3-4 yards on the play, the inside run. Did not work that time.
Well, after all this running, True North starting to send 5 every single play, so the middles are going to be a little bit open, so maybe some slants, some digs, drags by the tight end is all going to be there now.
Bryce Fitzgerald comes off the field. In comes in Zach Sunderland, who played a lot last year, and just last game, he caught a touchdown. The only touchdown of the game for Belen.
I don't know if True North is starting to catch on, but whenever G comes out, they do a run. So maybe they're going to run a different defense here.
Well, let's see what Belen does.
2nd down and 7.
There's 2 receivers out. G set up as tight end. Rubio now the 3rd receiver. Nobody in the backfield with Miatis. Kamani comes into the backfield with Miatis. Miatis hands it off to Rubio on the sweep. Rubio cutting it upfield. Rubio, he sees the end zone. Rubio's going to score a touchdown.
Man, this O-line, this speed, these running backs, everything's going right for Belen today.
20-0. There's a minute and change left in the 1st quarter. This team looks unstoppable right now.
It's all about the running game. Once you get the run going, you can't stop a team.
Just 1 pass all game, and they put up 20 points. They've showed that this run game is the real deal, and they've built on it since that Calvary Christian game. And for the 3rd possession in a row, Lucas Avino coming out onto the field to kick an extra point. Matthew Bartern remains the holder. Avino's kick is up, and it's good. Belen will take a 21-0 lead, and we will be back in a moment. Lucas Avino set to kick. The lefty kicker sends it. Looks like it'll be short by a couple yards of the end zone. True North forced to take it back. Omar Ortega set to make the tackle. And he goes to the outside. That's number 7 down the sideline. Finds himself out of bounds on the 35-yard line.
That was a great return there. He faked out the entire Belen coverage team. You know, he went one way and then he switched back. But Camden Walters was able to push him out of bounds.
And a good play by Omar Ortega, forcing him to bounce it outside, take a bad angle. And that led to him only coming down on the 35 rather than the 40 or the 50. So True North huddling up after the timeout. We'll be back in a minute. And the True North offense back out onto the field. Interesting formation, 4 receivers out, but they're going to run it up the middle. Stopped immediately, just a 2-yard pickup tackled by Gavin Marsland.
And on the tackle there, Darian Torres, who plays fullback, he was injured last week, and he made the move to D-tackle, which he's played all these last couple years, and he really showed out there. He pushed the lineman back and was able to make the tackle.
And Victor Torres also playing linebacker right now, so that's good to see him getting some time, rotating everybody in, keeping up some fresh legs. It's good to see as True North is kind of in a tough position right now. Down 21-0, a minute left in the first. And sets a pass because they've got 4 receivers out. This offense has not worked one bit, but they're sticking with it for whatever reason. 2nd and 10, True North. It's a handoff. It's a new running back getting the ball, and he gets thrown down immediately. Just a 3-yard pickup. This run game has not been working.
That was a big hit there by Ethan, and Rubio's in there on the tackle too.
Good job by Ethan. And Rubio is now coming back out onto the field as Victor Torres takes a moment to rest. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. The Wolverine defense is out and ready. Matthew Barturin, the deep safety. Omar Ortega, the safety to the left, playing the strong side. 2 receivers, a tight end. Sorry, 3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back. Set to throw. Throwing it downfield. He's got a man. He got past Bryce Fitzgerald, and he makes the catch on the 28-yard line. An outstanding catch. That's number 7, who's going to move the chains. And True North finally moves into Belen territory.
Bryce was just a half-yard back there, and it was a really good ball placement. You know, he threw it back shoulder, but it's tough to see there because Belen looked like they were playing man, and he just got burned.
I mean, Bryce Fitzgerald was right on him. That coverage is almost as good as it gets, but a perfect pass there. And that's going to lead to a big pickup by True North. And the first quarter is over. Your first quarter score, 21-0. The Wolverines are leading, and we'll be back in a minute for the second quarter.
Hello? You hear me? What's up, guys? Wolverines have started off. The Wolverines have started off with a great half, with running backs such as Bo Humphrey, Anthony Rubio, and racking up a bunch of yards for the Wolverines. Gavin Marsland also had many sacks, and the Wolverines are off to a great start. Okay.
True North offense sets a throw. It's a trick play, and it's going to work. Number 10, he's going to come out on the 10-yard line. And thank you for that first quarter report, Hamoud. You got a lot from that. And a good trick play by True North. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, JV runs that play too. They tried to run in the game. It got covered. That play all comes down to the defense. You know, it's if they stick to their coverage and then wait till he passes the line of scrimmage. But, you know, you can't really judge a team by how many trick plays they run. So
it was a pitch to the wide receiver, and he threw it to the other wide receiver in case we missed that play. And True North making some substitutions now. So the passing game, the running offense, none of it working, and all of a sudden, True North flip of a switch, 2 passing plays that work for a lot, and now Belen is going to call a timeout on defense.
Belen's sticking with the same formation.
So it's a handoff to the right. And number 11 is tackled immediately. Gavin Marsland penetrates the offensive line and heads into the backfield to make that tackle.
That's why you can't run outside. They have Davion and Gavin on the outside. You know, if they contain, then there's no way you're getting past them.
Not to mention, newly on the defensive line, finding some time, number 45, Darian Torres. Played a lot of fullback, and they're moving him now to defensive tackle. That's what he played through the majority of his Belen career. True North offense set to come out to pass. 2 receivers, 1 wing, 1 running back, and a tight end. An interesting formation. It's going to lead to a fake. They got 4 receivers running routes. They check it down to number 87, who gets tackled at the 3-yard line. So they're just a couple yards away from scoring a touchdown. Belen, what are they going to do here with their goal line defense?
I mean, just like Belen, they figured out their offense. But unlike Belen, it's passing instead of running. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll pass here. I don't think they've had an incomplete pass the entire game.
It's going to be 3rd down right now. And the student section is going crazy. The student section has filled up. At the beginning of the game, there was only a couple rows filled up. But now, as at the beginning of the second quarter, the whole thing is filled up. Everybody dressed in togas for the game against the Titans.
Down 21, if you're True North and you get stopped here, do you go for it or do you kick the field goal?
True North went from the huddle to the play quickly. It's a QB power, the run, and it's stopped immediately. There's about 4 different guys that made the tackle, but one of them was Gavin Marsland, who's been all over the field today.
No gain on the play.
It looks like they're...
4th down.
Oh, no, they're coming out. I think they're going to kick it.
So it's going to be 4th down. 4th and goal, just a yard or 2 away. True North got a lot of their same receivers out. Let's see what they do here. True North, are you looking to run this, Bobby, or are you looking to pass, or what are you going for?
I mean, obviously a pass. You know, it's the only thing that's worked for them. I thought they were going to kick it because their whole team was running to the sideline, but now they're back out.
Well, number 7, who went for the QB power, is now at receiver. And he dropped the ball early. He picked it back up. He tries to go for the end zone, and he won't be close. Belen stops him at the goal line. So Belen's going to have the ball on the 1. 99 yards to go for the end zone. Let's see what Coach Cheney schemes up here.
That run defense, man, you know, goal line stand after goal line stand. I mean, it's really hard to do a QB power with Darian breaking through the guard and the center, and then you just see Davion in the gap.
I mean, Anthony Rubio's stamina is ridiculous. This guy's been playing offense, defense, and he's even been on special teams. I don't know how this guy is still out there, but he is, and he's still making plays. He scored a touchdown. He scored the last touchdown. In fact, the 3 of them have been scored by Rubio, Bo, and Christian Soto. So a couple of them coming back out onto the field now. What is Belen looking to do here from the 1-yard line?
I mean, that deep in your own territory, you have to create some room. So a run, nothing too scary, you know, just an inside run, you know, keep it simple.
Well, 1 receiver out. Miatis hands it off up the middle. And he'll clear up some space as he makes it to the 4-yard line there. And a good block. That was number 64, who drove him completely out of the play. Number 64, Luis Javier Mendez. A good block there by the offensive lineman.
Yeah, LJ there playing center. He played JV last year. He got moved up to varsity this year. Great snaps and great blocking.
LJ's growth has been extraordinary. Last year, he really didn't know what he was doing at center. And he would be really frustrated, missing a lot of snaps, and all of a sudden now he's starting on varsity, and he's playing great today. We love to see that. This offensive line has been outstanding, and they're sticking with the same formation. They're just going to flip it. Stephon Bonero line up to the right. Bo Humphrey is now taking the run. He's only going to pick up a yard or 2, and that'll set up about 3rd and 6.
They've created some room now with the O-line being able to push the running back, and now I think I'd go for a pass here. No, nothing too crazy. Just try and get the first down.
Well, Christian Soto looking to be the 3rd down back because he's coming back out, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and 6 from the 4-yard line. Let's see what Miatis and Cheney can do here. This team has been a lot of running today, and possibly a pass here. Christian Soto can catch and run. We've seen it. Bobby, what are you looking for in the running game here?
I mean, keep it simple. You know, just keep going inside. If they want to do a couple jets, I think it'll work. But if they keep catching on to outside runs, then that's when you could possibly fumble because it's just a one-on-one.
An inside run to Kamani Alexander, who's going to pick up the first down and more. Put him on the 17-yard line, 15-yard line. And Belen now has a lot more room to really open up the playbook for this Wolverines offense. But it does look like they're going to stick with the same formation.
Well, you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they're just going to keep running the ball here until True North has to adjust. And I mean, it doesn't look like they're going to adjust anytime soon because they've tried blitzes, they tried to stack the box, but the blocking has been really good today.
Well, the ref's signaling a timeout. I think that's a state mandatory water break. With 7.5 minutes to go, no, sorry. That's a substitution. Number 56 coming out onto the field. That is Hector Saldana, who's going to sub in for number 54, Joey Toledo, if I read that correctly. I don't think that was Joey Toledo. Joey Toledo plays defense, but, I mean, you'll never know. Gavinch has been playing offense today. So a handoff up the middle, 3 defenders on him immediately. And the inside run has been a lot of hit or miss, either a 40-yard run, a 20-yard run, or stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Now I think is when you start throwing. You could see that, well, they actually put in TJ because he's a really good route runner. I think they're going to throw here.
And Gavinch Marslin also coming back out onto the field. So is he going to be set here as a pass blocker, as a run blocker? He's been mostly a run blocker so far. And now timeout. No, the refs want Christian Soto to be substituted out. Something wrong, and they're going to put in Bo. There's a lot of interesting rules here, like can't have tape around your arms and stuff like that, and that's why a lot of these sudden substitutions are happening. These refs are catching them in the huddle with these. As Christian Soto is heading towards the tent to get this taken off of him so he can get back on the field.
2nd down and 8.
I believe it was his arm sleeve. No, I think you to wear an arm sleeve, you have to have a pad on it.
Well, no pad on Christian Soto's. He's taking that off right now. And Belen will call timeout before they run that play. So we'll be back to 2nd and 8 in a minute. TJ coming back out onto the field as receiver. It's going to be a run up the middle. Bo Humphrey there doing some blocking. I think that was Kamani Alexander that took it out the middle there. It doesn't turn into much. It'll be 3rd and 5 here.
Well, I mean, Belen has to start throwing, and I think now's a great time. But it looks like G's staying out there, so I think they might run it again.
Well, Tyler James coming out for Stefan Borrero. We know Tyler James has some great routes. TJ has some speed as well. He worked on it in track last year, and some of the best hands on this team.
3rd down and 4.
And the scoreboard, sorry we just changed it from 1st to 2nd. It's actually the 2nd quarter with 5 minutes and 35 seconds to go. So don't let that trick you. And Stefan Guerrero lined up tight. It's going to be a handoff to Rubio, trying to bounce it to the outside, cutting it upfield, and hit hard by number 35. And he'll pick up about 3 yards on the play. He'll be well short of that first down. It's going to be 4th and 2.
It appears like the offense is staying out there. It's 4th and short, but it's way more than a yard.
Belen possibly just looking to get True North to jump. They did it once, though. When we thought they were going to last time, they actually snapped the ball, ran it up the middle, and it worked. So let's see what Belen does. A lot of confidence in this offense that has not been stopped so far today. So let's see what they do here.
Well,
One receiver out wide.
We haven't seen the punter Noah Zumpano here today, which is a good sign for Belen.
And Kamani Alexander will just pick up the first down by a couple yards. So 1st and 10, Kamani Alexander in this rushing offense has been moving downfield all day today.
Well, Belen started from way back, and now they're starting to drive. You know, it'd be really good here if they could waste a lot of clock, get a score, and then go into halftime.
Well, the officials will call an official timeout. That is a state mandatory water break, and we will be back in a minute. Just got a view there of the student section. Miatis sets a pass, and it's low to Bo Alexander. I was really excited to see him pass. He's more of a deep passer there, so an interesting move to throw it to Bo, the running back.
Yeah, they tried that play with Jaw earlier this game where it's like a little slip screen pass, and it didn't go for much, so they tried it with someone who's a bit more faster, but it didn't work out.
Don't let Bo's size mistake you for his speed. He's one of the fastest guys on the track. He ran the 200 and the 100 pretty fast out there. One of the 5 fastest runners. He went to a lot of meets out there that season, all the way to IMG,
Yeah,
where he placed really well.
You saw that on his touchdown where he broke the tackle and used his speed to get around the outside.
Well, one wide receiver out. It's Stefan Guerrero. Miatis the handoff to Kamani Alexander, who bounces it back inside, charging upfield, breaks through 3-4 tackles. He looked like Derrick Henry on that play, coming down on the 45.
It may seem easy to tackle Kamani because he has long legs, you know, you just got to get low on him. But when he lowers his shoulder, there's no way you're tackling him.
Yeah, a bit of a signature move. He's kind of a power running back, but he does have some elusiveness too. You saw a lot of that power right there. Very Derrick Henry-esque, you could say. He likes his power run right up the middle, breaking tackles, and falling forward, a trait of Derrick Henry, which makes him one of the best in the NFL. And Kamani, one of the best in high school. He's always falling forward, picking up some extra yardage. Miatis tries to get him to jump, and it works. So Miatis hasn't thrown the ball a lot today, but he's done well in every possible way he could, getting them to jump off sides again. Sorry, it's going to be a false start on the Wolverines.
5-yard penalty.
I think one of the running backs took a step forward on the play, or one of the wide receivers, because it didn't look like the line moved.
Everybody is stunned. I think everybody thought this was going to be an offsides, but they're going to back it up. Some of the fans aren't too happy with that call, and the players look very confused as well. So it'll be 1st and 15. Is Belen looking to pass here?
I mean, right now they're in the 21 formation, which one of the only pass plays out of that is the waggle play. I mean, and that's not even a deep pass, you could say, so I don't think so.
Yeah, more of a medium pass. Well, Miatis set to pass, And it's a corner route by Stefan Moreno, but Anthony Rubio goes up to make the catch, and he gets hit low. And a dangerous hit. Anthony Rubio gets back up completely fine. We talked about this being kind of like a rivalry game for him. His old school, he gets hit really toughly. He gets back up, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what you call a hospital pass, where you throw it up to someone even though there's a defender running at him. I mean, lucky he didn't get hurt because he was midair when he fell.
Let's take a look at that student section there. Packed completely. Everybody wearing white and those togas. Looking really good as we are playing against the Titans. So, 3 minutes and 23 seconds left. Anthony Rubio stays on the field somehow. Zach Sunderland comes in for Stefan Moreno. Miatis hands it off to Kamani Alexander, cuts it upfield, tackle from behind, but he's going to pick up a couple more yards before he goes down. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Very few negative runs here for Belen. I think only one. You know, the blocking has been really good. Everyone's getting down, blocking the linebackers. The pulls are there, and great run game.
Whatever the coaches did in this last week, it's worked. It's 21-0, 3 minutes left in the second. Belen was favored heading into this game, and they're really showing it out here today.
3rd down and 6.
So on the 49-yard line, 6 yards to the 1st down. Miatis hands it off to Kamani Alexander. He cuts it upfield again, but he trips and he's going to fall on the 49-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 6. And the refs are calling it, it's a timeout by True North. So let's see how Belen responds to that, going for it on 4th down or possibly punting it.
That was a great timeout there because Belen this whole drive has been running clock. You know, they've wasted what seems like 6 minutes here. I think, yeah, it was 6 minutes. They got the ball with 8 minutes left at the drive. They started at their own 3, and, I mean, it's worked out really good for them because they're up 21 points, and True North doesn't have a lot of time to score.
Well, the ball's on the 49-yard line. If we punt it, Noah Zumbano can pin this inside the 20. We know he's a capable punter. He's played well all year. This student section is still filled with energy. And we'd love to see that energy on the sidelines, energy in the stands. This team, everybody, has just gotten a lot better since the last game.
Well, the offense is still in a huddle, so it looks like they're going out. I don't think they're going to try and draw them offside. They might, because 5 yards from that spot is not a 1st down. So maybe they try another pass here.
Christian Soto coming out into the backfield. Have to take note of that. He's been the 3rd down back. Now he's out here on 4th down. One wide receiver, Stefan Moreno. And Miatis sets a pass, throwing it to Jason Felix, who holds in the catch, breaks a tackle, breaks a second one, and he's going to come down on the 33-yard line. Miatis, a good play action, delivers on the pass, and it's going to be a 1st down for Belen.
Last week they weren't able to connect, but when Jaw catches the ball, it's really hard to tackle him. He's fast and he's really strong there, and it looks like there's a Wolverine down.
That is Jason Felix. So making all these plays, and he's down now. And we'll be back in a minute.
Hello, 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 hello. And I put in input 1. You hear me? You hear me? You hear me? Plug it in. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Miatis to hand it off. Anthony Rubio cutting it upfield. And he lost the ball. It's picked up by True North. True North, he has speed. He's going down the sideline. He's going to outrun Miatis, and he's going to score a touchdown. True North's first score of the game comes on a fumble return. And this play has gone wrong in every sort of way. There looks to be an injured Wolverine offensive lineman. So back-to-back injuries for the Wolverines.
There is a flag, though.
The recovery goes for 60 yards and good for a Titan touchdown.
So a 60-yard return. It's going to result in a touchdown. A flag is out on the field.
Hello?
We'll see what that is.
You can hear me? Can you hear me? I'm talking.
The flag was from the backfield, the referee behind Anthony Rubio. It could have been a face mask or a helmet-to-helmet contact. Maybe that's why he fumbled.
Well, the player's taking a knee again.
Can you hear me?
We're going to hold off for the
Now
flag,
you
and
can hear
we'll be back in a minute.
Do you hear me? I'll move the mic.
No, there's a button.
Well, that was Tony Gonzalez who was injured. He was able to get up with help from Gavinch and Don. There was a block in the back, so the touchdown gets called back.
Now, True North still has 0 points.
First down and 10.
True North has 55 yards to go. And definitely looking to pass here with 4 receivers and a running back. They've been passing all day. Set to throw, number 9, the QB, throwing it to number 8, who drops it. So a drop to start the drive for True North, who picked up and returned it for a touchdown, but it did not count.
I believe the flag for block in the back was on Tony, and I think that's why he got injured. So Belen seems a little upset about that, and Davion there with the big hit on one of the O-linemen, even though it was in the backfield.
Good job there, Bobby. And True North's offense coming back out. Nothing has been working for these guys. Are you looking to take a deep shot, maybe just a little bit of a Hail Mary, something that could more likely work than anything else?
Well, there's 2 minutes left, and clock is running, so
True North.
it's kind of you have to start throwing desperation.
True North's touchdown did not count.
It's a screen.
That's
it's
a fumble.
Him. It's a fumble.
67.
He's going to pick it up and go out of bounds on the 30-yard line, and a bad throw by the QB. And it looks like he was actually dribbling the football there. Quite impressive by number 1. He went completely backwards, though. And a flag is up. And the flag is going to be on the defense. That's quite unfortunate. So True North will get all that yardage back. Now the ref's trying to decide who it's on. On sportsmanlike conduct on the defense. So on sportsmanlike conduct, it's going to move the Wolverines back upfield.
That's a 15-yard penalty from I thought it would go back to first down, but I guess it's still third down. I thought it resets the downs on a personal foul like that. So Belen still has a chance to get the ball back and score. You know, a minute 45 left, and it's, oh yeah, it is second down.
Well, changing it to second down and 9, and the rest still trying to discuss what's going on, blowing the whistle, and now they're going to change it to third down. So it's third down and 9. True North. It's 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and a running back. Let's see what they do here, number 9. So that's some good accuracy today, except on that last throw. It's going to be a screen here, and he's taking it upfield. Number 3, breaking tackles. He sees the sideline. Matthew Barturn's got to catch him, and he does on the 20-yard line, and a clutch tackle by Matthew Barturn.
Third down, Belen was playing back, and that play really worked. He looked deep. Everyone rushed, and the guy was wide open. Great run by him.
So it was a screen pass, and he just took it all the way. A lot of guys making blocks there, and a good run by number 3. And we're looking at some new substitutions. Number 33 coming out onto the field, Chanley Pierre. And the throw is going to be short to the out route. Number 1 down the sideline. He's going to break it to the end zone. Touchdown, True North. There's a flag on the field. True North has scored a numerous amount of times, and all of them have been called back by penalties. Is this going to be another one?
I mean, Tyler Brown was pointing towards the offense. It looked like he saw what happened. Let's see.
Well, the refs huddled up again, discussing this penalty. And assuming it is on the offense, the touchdown will be called back. The offense will be backed up around the 25 or 30-yard line. If it's on the defense, the play will stand, and True North will cut the lead 21-6. And it's on the offense, so True North loses 6 more points every time they get into the end zone. It just gets taken right back from them.
Well, some people might say that's lucky for Belen, but all these penalties that have led to touchdowns are because of the penalty. You know, a holding there that left a wide open gap, and the block in the back stopped the tackle.
Well, there's another penalty on the play on Belen, offsetting penalties, and they will replay the down. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wolverines, so they won't cancel out. Rather, it will be a penalty on True North. They'll back up, and a penalty on Belen will move them back upfield for first down and 2.
Coach Cheney's really angry with that. You know, a lot of personal fouls for Belen early in this game. You know, it's not a good show, but, you know, they're still winning out here today, so there's not a lot you could be mad about.
Well, 4 receivers out, and the refs another stoppage. This one holding up, trying to figure out that ball placement is what it looks like. And it looks like it won't be a timeout, so they're telling the teams to come back out onto the field. It's been really weird, a lot of timeouts and stuff like that. Really weird. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Even though there's been a lot of timeouts, this first half has gone by really quick. You know, I think it's because both teams have run the ball a lot. You know, clock's been running throughout the whole game. And talking about the clock, there is a minute left, so Belen, I don't think, has a chance to score if they stop him.
Set to throw into the end zone. Over the head of number 1. Sorry to cut you off there, Bobby. But they were throwing into the end zone. And it's third down and 10. They're on the 14-yard line, if I'm correct. So third down and 10, Bobby. Are they looking to pass here?
Yeah, that's what I would do. Well, I think this 4-down territory, only a minute left. A minute. Well, actually, seconds and some change. 45 seconds to be exact. So if they throw it here, they're going to have to cover really good because Belen has a slim chance, but they still could score.
Love to see the hustle coming on and off the field. Chanley Pierre hustling right off the field. 3 receivers out. Sets a throw. True North. He's trying to throw it to number 7, but Gavin Marcelin was too tall. He tried to get it over him, and he just couldn't.
These defensive changes has really worked out for Belen. You know, the linebackers Ethan and Camden started, and they were covering up the entire run, and the screens have been working for them, but Gavin's read that perfectly.
Well, it'll be 4th down and 10 for True North. Sorry, third down and 10 for True North. Set to pass again. as they passed the last couple times. Bobby, are you looking to go straight for the end zone, or are you looking for something small here?
I mean, there's been trouble with the chains this game, so I don't think teams know what down it is. So I think that's why they tried the screen pass instead of a deep throw.
Yeah, the chain said 3rd down on the last play. That's really weird. 4 receivers out. Quarterback number 9 sets a throw, but he's sacked. It's the first sack of the game. It's Javier Brito breaking into the backfield and bringing him down. Gavich Morslin was back there as well.
That was just a bull rush, and Davion blew his man back. Davion hit him, he started to go down, and then Brito hit him and knocked him over.
And great play by that defensive line. They're really deep. We have a lot of guys that can play, including Jake Camejo, who's getting the start because Andres Rionda is injured. He's played well so far today, doing a good job stopping the run. You see him there, number 51, the senior. And it's going to be 4th down and 20. And a timeout on True North. We'll be back in a minute.
Down 21, I would still go for the field goal. Really strange that their offense is out here. If they scored, it'd be a really big payoff, but ending the half with no points, that's really bad.
4th and 20. It's going to be the last play of the half. Trying to evade some sacks. He just throws it up. It's going to fall incomplete. The buzzers go off. Stick for our halftime show. 21-0, Belen leads, scoring all their points in the first quarter.
Great runs, great blocking, and great pressure there by Jake Camejo.
And now at the end of the first half, we're going to send you down to the halftime show.
Welcome, Wolverine Nation, to the halftime show. The Belen Wolverines are up 21-0 versus the True North Titans. We're lucky to have Bo Humphrey sitting down with us. And Bo, how do you feel the team's been playing now in this first half?
We suffered like a very devastating loss last week, and I just felt like we've been preparing all week to come out better and harder, and I feel like we've done that so far.
I mean, Bo, how do you feel you've been playing today? I mean, you've been doing. So far, you're the MVP of the game. So far, I mean,
we're all arguing about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know about that, but I feel like I'm playing good. The whole team's playing good, so I feel like we can keep doing what we're doing, come out with a W, and get prepared to do it again next week.
All right, Bo. And do you think you can keep it up for a second half? I mean, it's still half the entire show.
For sure, I got some more stuff coming for y'all.
Good, bro. Good.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
All in all, the Wolverines looked really good in this first half. They were expected to take a big leap from last week, and
they have delivered. I mean,
what players have you seen emerge as big role players in both the offense and the defense?
I mean, I think that definitely Bo. I mean, we can't forget Chandler with that huge hit. Also, Davion with the huge hit. Tony Gonzalez. Wow. Can we talk about Tony for a second?
Yeah.
He got injured, but I mean, he's been playing out of his mind. Davion with that huge hit with the quarterback. On the quarterback, excuse me. And I mean, Kamani with those nice runs. And Rubio, we can't forget about Rubio. Rubio with that nice touchdown. Miatas is playing very well, like he said he was going. At this pace, I think you might reach your score, Henry.
Yeah,
I mean, on defense, Tyler Brown, incoming freshman this year, has been playing really well. He's been all over the field, had a deflection in the first quarter, big hit, got the crowd really excited. Everywhere else on defense, we've just been doing a good job. There's been a few big plays here and there, but I think overall we're doing a good job containing this offense.
And, I mean, can we talk about one more person, Aiden Galvera? I mean, he's been playing very well. Sophomore, he's been stepping up last year. You know, he stepped up and he's taking charge of what he has to do, and he knows what he has to do. His dad's the coach, and him and his dad talk every day, and they talk about how the fact that he needs to step it up, and he's been showing that. He's been showing he deserves the spot on the varsity team. Now, Henry, how do you feel they've been doing? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, for sure, probably in my opinion, the most notable thing about this game is just how good our O-line has been. Plus, our running game, everything's been going great, just like we predicted. I mean, it's just been a huge game for us, and 21-0 in the first half is just insane. We got our first sack at the end of the quarter. We pushed back. Our defense pushed back the offense at the first quarter. It's been crazy.
And can we talk about two more players? Bryce Fitzgerald filling the shoes of legendary wide receiver Jansen Wallace, definitely filling his shoes. Jansen Wallace left an impact on this team, showing that Bryce needs to step it up and perform at his level. And I mean, he has big shoes to fill. Bryce, he has big shoes to fill. Not only that, but another key player, Kamani. Let's talk about his just force and like just being able to go through everybody. It's ridiculous. And also Gavin Marceline playing ridiculous. Even showing that he is one of the best defensive players on the team. Talk about more.
Absolutely. I mean, our entire running game has been cutting yardage like crazy. And pretty much all our players, Rubio, Bo,
Kamani,
everybody's been just playing their best, their absolute best. Our running game is, without a doubt, been a huge impact on the team's luck so far. And I think we still have much more to look forward to in the second half.
What about Gavinch? You're on the defense, right?
Yeah.
What about Gavinch? I mean, those big hits, what can you tell about it?
I mean, like I said pregame, every play he's making an impact, whether it's shedding a block and making a big tackle or forcing the running back to move, maybe a sack, quarterback pressure. He's always making a difference. Same thing with Davion. They're always on the ball. They're making such a big difference on this defense for the Wolverines, and that is why they've been able to hold the Titans scoreless in the second half. I mean, back to offense. The running back trio between Bo, Rubio, and Kamani is everything you ask for, because you have speed and the shiftiness, and then you have the guy who can do it all and run through people in Kamani, and it just, they complement each other so well. and that's why we've been able to put up 21 points on the board because.
And let's just take a second to acknowledge just how much team spare we're showing out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the audience is just it's making a difference out there. You can clearly see Bo has been just psyched the entire time. Everybody's playing their absolute best. The other team's just losing their minds over there. It's just a great day for Belen fans.
Yeah, the student section has been a really big part of this game. The chants have just been really exciting.
The seniors have been hilarious the entire time.
The senior section's definitely hyped up. We're trying to get Coach over here. Coach, if he can come over, we're trying to get him over. He was supposed to see our special halftime report. If we can get him to come over. But yeah, I mean, he's talking to all the coaches right now. He's hyped. All the players are hyped. I mean, there's no other one but to get Coach. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, our first quarter was by far the biggest change in the win, and I think in 14-0 by the end of the first quarter was just, it set us up for the second quarter, and it's going to set us up for the entire rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot throw this lead like the Falcons did in the Super Bowl, but I think all in all, we got a good lead now, and we need to be able to hold it up in the second half to win this game. Thank you so much for tuning into our halftime show. We will see you after the game. Go Wolverines!
Belen coming out in an interesting formation here. Noah Zumbano is doing the kickoff, except it looks to be an onside kick. At least that's the formation. Zumbano, and it's going down. Number 85 is going to fall on top of the ball. So True North will have the ball now on the 48-yard line. For whatever reason, Belen resides to open up with an onside kick.
Well, that's their fourth kickoff, and on the fourth one, up by 21, they decide to go with the onside, which is questionable decision. But if they got it, I think if they scored on that drive off the onside kick, that I think the game would have ended there. They had so much momentum. The defense was playing lights out, but there's still a game. 3 scores. I mean, I hope True North doesn't come back, but they were looking not happy on the sideline. They were looking for revenge.
Yeah, definitely an interesting call there. Haven't seen that one before. Into the third quarter. We're going to start off with a handoff. Right up the middle, but he's blown up. Javier Brito, one of the people there, shedding through his tackler and making the tackle.
That's what coaches love to see, all the linebackers, all the D-line on the ball. That's what they train for. They want all 11 guys on the ball every single run.
The ball carrier is number 3, Josh Reyes.
And number 3, Josh Reyes, the ball carrier, had a touchdown actually earlier this game. It was taken back. So we know he has some explosiveness. Definitely someone we want to focus and contain.
Second down and 11.
It'll be second down and 11. True North, 3 receivers out, a tight end, and a running back. They've done just about everything out of this formation. This time they're going to run it to the left. Number 4, spin move. And it goes upfield just back to the line of scrimmage. And the refs will give them forward progress. And they'll make it third down and 10.
This Belen defense, the D-line especially and the linebackers, have probably allowed 20 yards rushing, but Ethan Barcella goes down, and he's been a big part of that rush defense.
This is really unfortunate to see. We're just a minute or 2 into this third quarter, and we already have a player down. Tight end Ethan Barcella, who has had a lot of time both on offense and defense. A really versatile player. It just looks like he's cramping up. We'll be back in a minute. Third down and 11 for True North. Number 9, the QB, throwing it deep. He's got a man, but it's going to be picked off by Anthony Rubio, who gets 2 feet down in bounds, and Belen will take the ball right back.
Tyler Brown and Davion Dixon hit the quarterback so hard. It took him. You could see him staring at them when he made the throw. He probably got really scared there. There's 2 scary guys running at you, and Rubio able to make like amazing catch on the sideline off a bad pass.
And you see why he plays offense. A great catch there, 2 feet in bounds, and now Belen coming back out on offense. Anthony Rubio is coming back out. Let's see what he can do here.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing all sides of the ball, just amazing. Special teams, he's running the ball, he's catching the ball on defense. He's really doing anything for Belen, and he does not look tired. He's in it to win it.
Andres Miares, the QB, hasn't thrown a whole lot today, but now comes out in the field. Number 2, Nico Vieto, got some of the surest hands on this team.
The True North QB looked to be limping off the sideline after he got hit really hard by Davion. Maybe they'll put in a backup because he looked really hurt.
Well, we've been waiting for them to pass all day. 1 tight end, 3 receivers, and a running back out. It's bound to happen eventually, but not right now. It's a handoff to Kamani. Kamani just picks up a yard or 2, and he's driven back. And the True North is going to stop him. It's going to be second down and 10. And we're actually going to head down to Hamoud real quickly.
Second down and 7.
Heading into the second down and 7, pardon our technical difficulties. We were not able to reach Hamoud. And now it's going to be passed to number 81, who's tripped up. He picks up the first down.
That's Gabriel Sixto. You know, he's really versatile player. He plays tight end, and he's really fast and athletic. He went in for Jaw, who went down. Second time he goes down, we hope he's okay.
Let's take a look at this
The game
now.
goes for about 13 yards and good for another Wolverine first down. Oh, wait.
Pardon our technical difficulties. We were not able to reach Hamoud and had some issue with the mics, but we're back. And Belen picks up the first down on a nice catch by, I think that was Gabriel Sixto, number 81, the senior.
He went in for Jaw, who he goes down a second time. We hope he's okay.
Kamani Alexander at running back. There's three receivers out there and a running back. Miatis set to throw. The slant for Bryce Fitzgerald, and he's hit tough, forcing him to drop the pass. But a flag comes up, and Kamani Alexander looks to be really happy about that one. And it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. So this will move the team 15 yards up and a first down.
I'm pretty sure the True North player thought that Kamani had the ball, and he tackled him in the backfield. I mean, that's good for Belen because it's a penalty, and it's also good because Miatis was able to sell the fake really good, and so was Kamani.
Well, Christian Soto coming back out onto the field for Anthony Rubio. And Belen will be in position starting with a first down on the 30-yard line. Sorry, on the 33-yard line. How is Belen looking to come out here in the third quarter, Bobby?
I mean, they start with great field position, and they started out throwing, but I think they should go back to the run until it fails.
Well, we're going to have a timeout. And due to this timeout, we'll be back in a minute. Belen's offense coming back out onto the field. First and 10. Andres Miatis. He's got three receivers out. One of them, Tyler James. In motion to the left side of the field. He's got two running backs. Miatis, the handoff to Kamani Alexander up the middle. He's got an opening, and he's got some speed, and he's got 6 points for the Belen Wolverines.
Using his speed, great blocking, he runs through untouched. I mean, that was really fast for him. You know, he started at the 33 and he got to the end zone in what seemed like 5 seconds.
He just got there in a couple seconds. The safety in the corner did not expect him to come through that quick, and we're not expecting it. He went right through and scored a touchdown. So 4 rushing touchdowns for each of the 4 running backs.
Yeah, great showing for the O-line today. You know, Belen's really speed-based, but they can also use a lot of power, especially on those blocks.
And the extra point, Lucas Avino coming back out to kick the extra point. Noah Zumbano kicked the last kickoff, and it was actually an onside kick. That didn't turn out too well. We don't know why Lucas Avino did not go for the kickoff. The kick is up, and the kick is blocked. I was just about to talk about how good this offensive line has been doing from keeping a kick blocked. So much for that. And now we're going to look at a kickoff. Belen is up 27-0. What can True North do to get back in this game, Bob?
The pass has been working for them, but not the deep pass. Belen is shutting everything down except for that short pass. So if Belen figures out how to cover that short pass, this game is pretty much over.
We'll be back in a minute. Well, you can only imagine something happened to Lucas Avino. Back-to-back onside kicks, something you don't see a lot, especially by a team up by 27, but bouncing off True North bodies. Belen diving for the ball. It'll be True North ball, but a good attempt. Well, what's going on right now?
Well, I guess it's working because both times they've bobbled the ball, but they're able to recover it. He's kicking kind of a knuckleball, which is really hard to catch. You know, the ball's spinning really fast, and it hits you really hard. You know, that ball looked like it was going like 20 miles per hour.
We're having a timeout, and we'll be back in a minute. Going in motion, True North. Back with the ball. First down. And the throw almost picked off by Tyler Brown. It was a low throw, and that'll position them in a 2nd down and 10.
Well, Joey Toledo's back in after Ethan got hurt. He started the last couple games, and he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, we're also looking at somebody else in the tent. That's number 20, Christian Soto. So he put up the first points of the game here, and now he's in the tent. Not something you love to see here.
Yeah, a lot of cramps today. It's really humid out here today. We're hot up here in the box.
And another timeout. All these cramps have been getting to him. I think they're just trying to play it safe here. We'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Second down and 10, and we've got some sad news. Gavin Schmarcelin out for now, and the out route is caught, cutting up field. He'll pick up 12, 13 yards. Looks like he's just cramping up. He's on the sideline now, but not something you want to see from your star player.
a lot of injuries here as Camden comes out. So, you know, we're missing a lot of players here, and that's why they're able to start driving here. Hopefully they can come back in.
Looking to throw. It's the curl route, and it works again. Number 2, down the sideline. He'll pick up 12 on the play. This offense has been working well. They just haven't been able to get any points on the board.
Yeah, the few chances they had, they had penalties. So, but now they're running a hurry-up offense, you know, a rush, and they're getting a lot of plays, and Belen defense is not ready.
Handoff up the middle is stopped almost immediately. He'll lose 1 yard.
Ball carrier number 3, Josh Reyes.
And it looks like we have another injury. Another True North player down. It looks like there's someone getting injured every other play. And we'll be back in a minute. Back out onto the field, the True North offense. Low snap. QB set to throw on the slant. He gets his man. That's number 5. No, sorry, number 2. Catching it. A 9-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
This hurry-up offense into short, quick passes is being really bad for the Belen defense. You know, they're not able to cover it.
He's throwing it deep. He's got a man. He's got by Bryce, and he's going to catch it. He'll be out of bounds, though.
Pass by Zach Katz.
Again.
Is incomplete at the back of the end zone.
Sorry about that.
4th down.
Pass was incomplete in the back of the end zone. A good throw. Just a bit too far out of bounds. And the QB was hit and laying down there for a moment. This defensive line has gotten and hit him a couple times quite late.
Yeah, not a lot of sacks, but a lot of QB hits, which is good for the D-line because he's making quick passes.
Yeah, that was a nice throw and a nice route by the receiver. But Bryce Fitzgerald doing a good job pitting it to the very back of the end zone. It would have had to be a perfect throw for that to be converted. And now the True North offense is going back, not with the no huddle. They're huddling up, possibly looking to pass. Couple substitutions now. Bobby, what would you do? What would you do? 4th and 1, True North. Oh, they're running onto the field really quickly here. Snap to the QB. It's a QB power right up the middle, number 4. He'll find himself down on the 12-yard line.
Well, they did a wildcat there. You know, it was a quick play. They were able to get the 1st down.
That'll be another Titan 1st down. And a good play there. They're going quick with the substitutions. They're going quick with everything, trying to catch Belen off guard, trying to see if this team is tired. We know they're well-conditioned, though.
Yeah, this Belen team, every day with Coach Kroll in the weight room, every day running, you know, really well-conditioned team.
Well, that hurry-up offense isn't going to help now. The penalty, too many men on the field. These guys went too quick, weren't able to count. And they're going to huddle up again, back with the coach. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 15-yard line. Bobby, what are they looking to do here?
Well, 1st and goal from beyond the 10 is always a tough play call because you could throw it, be incomplete, and then your 2nd and goal from way back. So it's always a tough call. I would go with another screen here because that's really worked out for them.
Putting the chains back up. Sorry, this is not 1st and goal. This is just a long 1st down. They have to go all the way to the 5-yard line. They're on the 19. Offense coming back out onto the field. They got 3 receivers, 1 running back. Sorry, 4 receivers and a running back. And he's in motion. The QB's going to throw. It's going to be a slant, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. This defensive line has been playing incredible today.
That play was really whack for True North. You know, a player was on the floor without a helmet. There was a shoe, I think, on the floor, and the pass got batted down.
I don't know what's been going on with True North. They've had really good plays and then followed up by really bad plays. They need to be a lot more consistent if they want to put up points. But this Belen defense has been playing great. And a lot of it, credit to the defensive line. Number 45, Darian Torres, who played fullback now on the defensive line, and he's done a good job today. Along with Number 55, Charlie Nunez, seeing his first time of the year. He's a big guy, and he can possibly get some sacks. He's got a lot of room to improve. The QB's going to snap it. Outside run. Tyler Brown going to steal off the outside and make the tackle. A good tackle by the freshman. That'll put him down on the 14-yard line. He just gets past the line of scrimmage.
The play goes for 5 yards.
Tyler Brown great at tackling, and he was tripped up, but Camden was the one to actually push him to the floor.
Good job. Good job there by Camden. Made his way onto the starting lineup today. He didn't get a lot of playing time last game. All of a sudden, he's a starter. The defense got completely revamped, and it's worked perfectly. This is the first time that these guys are really looking and threatening to score. Sorry, the second time, but the first time this half. Third quarter, 5:50 to go. Still a lot of time left in this game. Belen cannot settle. And True North is looking for a touchdown here. It's a slant to number 2. He's hit hard and tackled on the 2-yard line. A good tackle by Omar Ortega.
Well, Belen, the last time that True North was on the goal line, they got a 4th down stop, and they were able to have a nice drive. Didn't end in a touchdown, but it was a great stop.
Well, we're going to have another stoppage. It's a timeout on the field. We'll be back in a minute. True North rushing onto the field, not giving Belen any chance to recognize what they're doing. Number 4 trying to get around Omar Ortega. He does, and he's going to truck his way into the end zone. He just made his way around Omar and scored True North's first points of the game. It's 27-6.
That was a really great play by True North. You know, number 4 was able to make Omar miss, and then he used his speed to get around the corner.
Omar, who was just recently promoted to a starter at the starting safety spot. Now True North is looking to go for 2, possibly, as they're bringing out an interesting formation that we have not seen. A lot of big guys, though it could easily be their extra point team, as we have not seen it yet, and it is going to be their extra point team. Number 15 set to kick the extra point. Number 1, the holder. The extra point is up and off the upright. No good.
Well, now if they score and they want to make a comeback, they're probably going to have to go for 2 if they want to go for the win, because now they can only tie if they score 3 more touchdowns with the extra points.
True North set to kick off to Belen for the first time since the opening kickoff of this game, and we'll be back in a minute for that. One. True North set to kick off again. Number 15, the kicker. It's going to be a squib kick. Belen caught by surprise, but it rolls over to the 20-yard line. Anthony Rubio returning it on his former team. He'll come down on the 31-yard line. Tackled and a good return by Rubio, making a couple guys miss.
Yeah, they went for the squib kick there. You know, they didn't want a chance of them Belen returning for a touchdown because I think that would have ended the game.
Yeah, Belen, mind you, has 27 points. We're still in the third quarter. 5.5 minutes to go here. The run offense has worked well, but we're looking at some receiver rotation with Zach Sunderland out on the field.
Yeah, Zach hasn't had a lot of playing time this game, but he's a really good playmaker.
He's made the most of his playing time in his Belen career. He didn't get a lot of playing time last year. He did a whole lot with it. He didn't get a lot of playing time last game, and he scored a touchdown, the only touchdown for Belen. So now as we take a look, 3 receivers out on the field, 1 tight end, and a running back. Your running back, Bo Humphrey, who we interviewed at halftime. Let's see what they can do here. Miat is set to throw. Miat is throwing it short to Rubio. 2 flags fly now.
The penalty goes against the Wolverines for holding.
And the penalty will be against the Wolverines for holding. Now, we haven't talked much about our QB Andres Miatis all day. It's not like he's played bad or anything. He's played a really good job. Some good handoffs, some good play fakes. We just haven't seen a lot of him throwing the ball.
Nikas Vieto, the senior, goes in at wide receiver. He's been playing returner, and this whole game he's been playing a lot of special teams, and he comes in at receiver.
Well, if you're wondering what this is, it's going to be first, and I think that's 25 yards that Belen needs for the first down. First and a mile. Let's see what they do here. If they want to pick up the first down, they're going to need a lot of big plays. Maybe a big run, maybe a deep shot by Miatis. Let's see what they do here.
I wouldn't risk the deep pass because if True North gets an interception, they showed like they figured out their offense, just like Belen did in the second half of the Gulliver game. We don't want to come back this late in the game.
1 tight end, 1 running back. The rest are receivers. It's a handoff to Bo. Up the middle. He's breaking away, makes a move, and he's hit by number 5 from behind. But that propels him forward. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. A big run by Bo.
Bo gets the Belen offense right back to where they were on first down.
2nd down and 7.
Bo, an excellent player. Great guy to have. We have a really deep running back room, and Bo is one of those guys who, when Kamani Alexander, Anthony Rubio, Christian Soto are tired, you can put him in, and he's just as good as any of the other guys. Gabriel Sixto has been the tight end for the last couple possessions now, taking over Jason Felix, who's currently on the bench. Remember, he's gone out twice this game, not doing so well. Nobody under the tent, no real injuries today, just a lot of cramps.
Tyler James back out there, wide receiver. He's been in a lot, but no targets.
5-yard penalty on the play. Now makes it 2nd down and 12.
Well, a 5-yard penalty on Belen. They cannot escape these penalties. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 for the Wolverines. 3 wide receivers out, 1 tight end, and 1 running back. Miatis sends Nico in motion. He hands it off to Bo. Bo up the middle again. He's showing off that explosiveness. He breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and he's going to pick up the first down.
Bo is such an explosive runner, and he has his big runs late in the game when it's very important. If Belen was still probably, they'd be at 3rd and 20 right now if it wasn't for 2 runs for Bo.
He goes to full speed in what looks to be half a second. Bo, who's just charging downfield, leaning into defenders, breaking tackles. Now Kamani is going to come in for Bo. This is a really good running back rotation, and we've seen a lot of it, so we can get a lot of fresh legs.
First down and 10 from the Wolverine 46-yard line.
First down and 10 from the 45-yard line for the Wolverines. 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a running back. Anthony Rubio and Bo Humphrey are both out. Nicholas Vieto in motion. It's a handoff to Kamani Alexander. Alexander up the middle. He's breaking off another big run. We've been teasing the pass all day, but they don't need to if they're running like that.
Another inside run for Kamani, and Mani's just explosive off the ball. You know, he's running really fast, and the two North guys can't catch up to him.
That was a really weird sight. Tyler James looked to be jawing with a cornerback, backpedaling, and as he was doing that, he looked to trip. Kind of an awkward moment, but Belen is up 27-6, so they've got every right to talk. And he's right now matched up against him again on the bottom of your screen. Nico Vieto in motion. Hand off to Kamani Alexander. Right up the middle. He's going to pick up 6 yards on the play.
TJ's pushing and shoving with number 8, the cornerback again. He tried to press him there, but TJ won it there.
TJ being a little bit feisty with these cornerbacks. He's a good blocker and a really good receiver. We haven't seen a lot of him receiving this season. He hasn't gotten a whole lot of targets, but we know what he can do. He's excellent in 7-on-7s. He's got some great experience and chemistry with JV quarterback Gabe Fraga. But it looks like we're going to have some substitutions. Bryce Fitzgerald coming in, and TJ will have to take a seat for now. We'll come back to him in a minute. Andres Miates coming back onto the field. Set to call a play. Bobby, are we sticking with the running game here?
Yeah, you got to waste clock here. The running game's working. I would keep trying those inside runs, and then maybe a couple jet sweeps, buck sweeps, you know, switch it up a little, but Belen's looking to end the game on this drive.
3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back is the formation this team has stuck with this entire time. They've run it every time. They give it to Rubio. Rubio trucks the defender, and a flag flies, but a good run. That's going to make it 3rd and 3.
Rubio looks confused about the penalty.
Penalty is against the Wolverines for holding.
So the penalty is going to be on the Wolverines for holding. So the good run by Rubio negated. It's going to send him back. He's going to have to do a lot more here. It's going to be 2nd and quite a bit.
Late in this game, Belen's gotten a lot of penalties. I don't think Coach Cheney can be happy with that.
I mean, both teams have gotten a lot of penalties. This 3rd quarter has been moving so slow. Feels like there's a penalty every couple minutes. 2 receivers out. Zach Sunderland will be the 3rd. We have a tight end and a running back. Viad is set to throw, rolling out to his left. Looking downfield. Can't find anybody, just throws it away into the ground.
Another flag down on the field. There's been a bunch of injuries, stoppages, flags, timeouts. You know, this game has gone by really slow.
This 3rd quarter especially. Felt like the first half went by really quickly, but this 3rd quarter just has taken a while. And a penalty again. These teams cannot escape these penalties. The rest are just not having enough, just continuing to throw flags. And it looks like the Wolverines are going to back up again. It's going to be 2nd down and really, really long.
I don't think you should throw a deep pass here. You know, it's too risky. I think you just try and run it. Or maybe just a short screen. Try and get some yards and then set up a pass.
Well, taking a look here, some substitutions. Zach Sunderland coming off the field now. A lot of receiver rotation. One guy we have not seen a lot of, Nico Smith, who's one of the starters last year, broke his leg, and we haven't seen much since that injury. We know he's got a high ceiling, though, so we wonder what's going on with him. Back out onto the field, the Wolverines offense. They're flipping it. 3 running backs in the backfield. No, 2. Kamani is set up at the wing. 1 receiver. Miatis to hand it off, and the play is stopped. A timeout, Wolverines. And we'll be back in a minute. The Belen offense coming back out onto the field, and I feel like the Water Boys deserve a little shout out. Running back and forth down the sidelines. A run up the middle. Kamani Alexander. He'll pick up 6 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 15. But the Water Boys were just dashing up and down the field. Really impressive, showing some speed right there.
Yeah, I mean, they should put him at wide receiver, throw a fade to him.
Let's see what we can do here. Andres Miares coming back out to quarterback. Are they looking to throw deep here on 3rd and 15?
No, that's one thing that you cannot do right now, give up an interception.
Well, let's see what that leads to. Bo Humphrey, the running back now. Kamani Alexander is not in. Kamani Alexander is in as a running back. And we're looking at this brand new wing formation that we haven't seen a lot of. And Anthony Rubio right now is playing that wing. Let's see what they do with him on this play. Miatis, the handoff, the double handoff to Rubio. Rubio cutting inside, cutting it upfield. Rubio the spin. He's breaking tackles. He's picking up the first down. An extraordinary run by Rubio. And you can really feel the revenge game here against this old team.
That crisscross works perfectly late in the game. You keep hitting that inside run, and then the whole defense goes after the inside run, and then they just give it right back to Rubio.
Great way to put it, Bobby. This team did not see it coming at all. One block that sealed it off. I think it might have been Bo Humphrey that sealed off that block. And Anthony Rubio's ridiculous speed allowed him to shoot up the field, pick up the first down. 1st and 10 now. But Rubio looks to be struggling off the field, except he wants to stay on the field. A tough player he is. And he's now going to come off the field. Christian Soto taking his place. Took a bit of a shot there, limping a little bit. We know Christian Soto's a capable running back, though.
Yeah, Soto really showed out in the first drive, the touchdown, and throughout the whole game, he's had amazing runs.
And a timeout by Belen. We'll be back in a minute. Back out onto the field, the Wolverines offense, led by Andres Miatis, and this running game. But this one's going to be a handoff up the middle to Bo Humphrey. A great fake by Miatis. I really thought he handed off to Kamani Alexander, but that run's going to go nowhere.
Yeah, the D-tackle there was able to break through the blocks and hold on to Bo. I thought he broke the tackle, but he grabbed back onto him and brought him down.
Now to give you a little bit of a time update, the end of the 3rd quarter, we're heading into the 4th quarter right now. We're actually going to take a break here for a minute. Coming back out onto offense, Tyler James and the Belen Wolverines offense. Miatis looking to throw this one to number 81, who's cutting it upfield and out of bounds on the 5-yard line. Gabriel Sixto, an incredible catch and run, and that'll put it first and goal, assuming there's no flag on Belen, but there is one.
Looks to be a hold on Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez, the young offensive lineman, scrapped up earlier today in the first half. He's back out onto the field, and he's playing quite well other than that holding. So it's going to be 2nd down and 20. Is Belen looking to pass deep here, Bobby? Yeah, so maybe just stick to the running game. I think that's a good idea. Here, as Belen has Anthony Rubio back in, some more of him at running back would be nice. Miatis back out onto the field, lined up at the quarterback position. We haven't seen a whole lot of targets towards TJ, one of those starting wide receivers who just hasn't seen a lot of targets thrown his way. Definitely want to see that change. Along with Anthony Rubio and Zach Sunderland. Handoff here to Kamani Alexander. Breaks some ankles. Going up. He makes another move. Zach Sunderland seals off the edge. And Alexander's going to be out of bounds on the 16-yard line near the first down. And they will give him the first down. First and goal for the Belen Wolverines.
Great run there. He's able to break a lot of ankles, and he runs along the sideline for the first down.
And a good run there. Looks to be some substitution complications. And a timeout. Now we'll be back in a minute. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're actually going to send you down to Hamoud right now.
The Wolverines are off to a rocky second half as many players have been injured. But right now we are pretty close to scoring our next touchdown with Nashumbi Humphrey getting into the 5. We have some defensive players that have gotten injured, such as Jasaf Felix earlier and Stefan Borrero, which he fractured his jaw. Just now, Kamani Alexander has scored a touchdown. All right, back to guys on top.
Thank you, Hamoud, for that valuable information. And the touchdown by Belen, it's Kamani Alexander scoring his second touchdown of the day.
Kamani again running through untouched. He's just so fast that the D-line's not ready for it.
And now coming back onto the field is the offense. It's 33-6. They clearly just want to pile it on a little bit more, maybe going for 2. Heading into the fourth quarter, Belen was up 27-6. Now they have extended their lead and look to make that 35-6 with this play right here. 3 wide receivers. Miata set to throw it on the slant. It is caught by Zach Sunderland. It's going to be the 2 points. Good. 35-6. And we'll be back in a minute. The kick is up and away. Noah Zumbano in the fourth quarter here. It's going to be returned by number 7. Right up the middle. And he's breaking some tackles. And down on the 32-yard line. So True North down by 35-6. If they want to get back in this game, they're going to start needing to passing the ball and scoring some touchdowns.
Titans take over, first down and 10.
This Belen offense has really shown out today, especially in the running game. Great blocking, great running, and the defense, especially the defensive line, has held everything together.
And number 10 finding his way onto the field. Someone you're probably not too familiar with, AJ Balsera, who played a lot last year, hasn't seen so much playing time this year. He's been really good at linebacker and safety. Let's see what he can do here on this possession.
Well, he's been injured these last couple games. That's why we haven't seen him, but he's back today.
Maybe we can get back in the starting lineup in these next couple weeks. Let's see. QB power right up the middle. He's going to pick up 4 or 5 yards on the play. True North has done a bit of this QB power. We haven't seen a whole ton of it. And Gavin Schmarsland is back in. That's good news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he got injured. I think it was a cramp, so they put in Charlie Nunez, and the defense looked a little different without him. They were able to run the ball.
Up the run up the middle. And it'll be a 3-yard pickup. Make it 3rd and 1. Bobby, what is True North looking to do here on this play?
I mean, third and short, I would go with an inside run, but I think Belen's expecting it. They've done it these last few plays. I think this 4-down territory, so maybe they try going deep, something crazy, just to get points on the board.
Well, they're actually going to give him the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10. And as Belen was rushing their substitutions onto the field, he throws down Tyler Brown on the stiff arm. A violent stiff arm. But Tyler Brown was able to hold him off. Good job by Tyler Brown holding him off just so everybody else can make the tackle.
The gain is 3 yards. 2nd down and 7.
AJ Balsera there with the tackle.
We just talked about AJ Balsera getting back into the game, and he makes the tackle. That late substitution that looked kind of weird, that was Big Mike finding his way out to the field. QB power, he stopped immediately. That's number 1. That's Anthony Rubio, who's been playing a lot of offense, but today he's gotten some defensive time, and he's looked pretty good today.
Ball carrier John Delgado is tackled for a loss.
Rubio really showing out today. He had that interception, he had that touchdown, a lot of great runs, and really good coverage and tackling.
7 yards.
I think right now the question is, what can't Rubio do? One of the only guys that plays offense, defense, and special teams. Rubio has been excellent for this team ever since he's come to the school back in 11th grade. And he's found himself in the offense immediately. The senior, it's going to be really tough when we lose him. We've got one more season of his electric plays. Let's see what happens now. True North, another QB power. Down on the right, Tyler Brown, Chanley Pierre make the tackle. It's going to be a 6-yard pickup.
Ball carrier number 4, John Delgado.
8 minutes left, clock running in the game, and True North's putting a little good drive together. Let's see if they could score. Hopefully Belen can get a good stop here on 3rd down.
Yeah, what True North has been doing, they've been taking out their QB. They're putting in a wide receiver or running back at that QB position. In this case, it was John Brown going into QB. But we're going to have a timeout, and we'll be back in a minute. Well, it's going to be 4th down and 3, but that's going to change. A delay of game on the Titans. That'll back them up another 5 yards. 4th and 8, they had their offense out. They have no choice but to keep them out if they really want to win this game.
If Belen stops them here, I think they could run the clock out, you know. I think there's 6 minutes left. Yeah, 6 minutes left with the clock running, you know. Not a good look here for True North today, but a really good look here for Belen.
Yeah, Belen, an excellent game, and that goes for both offense and defense. How about Tyler Brown, the freshman, had a pretty good game, a really secure tackler, making good plays all around. Well, another delay of game, back-to-back delay of games. I didn't know you could do that, but True North did it. So the Titans, it will be 4th and 13, and it looks like this offense just doesn't want to play, just want to send this punt team out. 4th and 12 it is, sorry. And a couple of wide receivers, and it looks like they're set for a QB power, as number 9 is not. Oh, sorry, no, QB. Number 9 is set at QB. He's rolling out, looking to throw downfield. He does a zip to number 4, who goes down on the 50. 2 yards short of the first down. Belen will have the ball back on offense.
The pass from Zach Pass. It's caught by number 4, John Delgado.
I mean that doesn't need a lot of explanation. John Delgado, not the brightest play there. Found himself short of the sticks rather than on the first down marker, something that they teach you to go for. So Belen's offense will come back out onto the field, and we'll be back in a minute. Andres Miares in the Wolverines offense is back out onto the field, and he's looking to throw, rolling out to his left. He's throwing deep to Zach Sunderland. He's got him open, and Zach, it just goes through his hands. Zach Sunderland, who got a plethora of deep targets last game, gets his first target this game. It's on a deep shot. Just looked like a drop pass there.
That's a really great play. It's called the waggle. You run it out of 21 formation with 2 running backs in the backfield. I mean, usually the running backs open in the flats, and it looked like Bo was there. But Miatis wanted it all.
And a good throw by Miatis. Zach Sunderland was open, maybe just a bit behind him. True North defender got a hand in there. And a good play that this team likes to work on, getting those deep shots. When you're down and you just need a quick score, Andres Miatis can do it with a bunch of these receivers who've got a lot of speed and good hands. So Zach Sunderland staying out on the field. We'll see what they do with him here. And Anthony Rubio staying at that wing spot, staying with the same formation that they did earlier. Miatis, they hand off to Bo. Bo cutting it upfield. Bo leading into a defender and driving through a 9-yard pickup. It'll be 4th down and 1. Sorry, third down and 1.
Bo runs really hard, you know. He's always fighting for those extra yards. That for a normal running back, that would have been like 3-4 yard carry, but he got 5 there.
Yeah, actually, Belen hasn't called that waggle play in what feels to be a long time. Play that this varsity team has not used in maybe a couple of years. And all of a sudden, they're going back to it with this brand new offense, and it's working. It's getting Zach Sunderland open. Let's see what they do here. It's 3rd down and 2. Staying with the same formation, same personnel. Hand off to Bo, and he hands it off to Rubio. Rubio down the sideline. On the outside, he's got him by everybody. Rubio scores for the 2nd time in this game, and Belen a 41-6 lead.
One of my favorite trick plays, a crisscross there. Faked out the entire True North defense, and Rubio used his speed there to score.
And a great play all around by the Wolverines, and a great job all around by this Wolverines team. With 6:43 left in this 4th, they're still pulling out the trick plays, and True North just cannot stop this rushing offense. They have been unstoppable all day. Every single one of these guys has made their way into the end zone.
Another touchdown for Rubio. Him and Kamani both have 2. Bo and Soto also have touchdowns.
Well, Lucas Avino, the sophomore, is set to kick an extra point. This would be his 5th extra point of the game. Sorry, 4th extra point of the game. And he delivers. So Avino, 4 or 5 on extra points. The one he missed was blocked. And the 2-point conversion, and that totals up to 42 points. True North stuck at 6. We'll be back in a minute. Well, this is really interesting. Lucas Avino is not out for the kickoff. This is the 3rd time we see this. So he's not injured. It's definitely deliberate. And Noah Zumbano has not punted once today, so they're getting him some playing time on these kickoffs and onside kicks.
Yeah, really good that he's not punting, but he still gets to play, so good for him.
Noah Zumbano, when he's kicked, it's been onside. Now he's going for it all the way. Let's see what they do here. Special teams unit has been really good so far for Belen today. Looks to be a bit of a knuckleball, and taking a knee while he catches it, number 11 on the 15-yard line. A great kick by Noah. True North will start on the 15-yard line. We'll be back in a minute. Well, Belen is putting in their reserves now. And the quick curl to number 87. The tackle made by number 23. Number 23, Andrew Barrichall with the tackle. A defensive back who sees time both at safety and corner. Talking about our safety substitution, Adrian Hernandez, now at safety, the senior. And a tackle made really quickly. 2 yards in, and it looks to be a bit of a scuffle between Chanley Pierre and number 50 of the offensive line, who lost his helmet. Doesn't look to be anything big, but back to Adrian Hernandez. A great student, a great leader, dual sport athlete playing lacrosse and football, finding his way onto the field here as a safety. He's a great player. He's got a lot of speed and got a lot of growth to do if he wants to make his way onto the starting lineup, but we know he can.
Well, next week's Belen's first away game, and it's not in Florida. It's all the way in Connecticut. They're playing Fairfield Jesuit, and we'll be live with you there.
I mean, I'm really excited for that game. Fairfield, Belen, 2 Jesuit schools going at it, 3,000 miles away from each other. Maybe, I don't know. But 4 receivers out on the field, 1 running back. Let's see what True North does. Looking to pass, and he's throwing it deep all the way, and it will be a one-hand catch. Oh, and he wasn't able to bring it in. That would have been a really nice catch. Number 25, playing defense, Nicholas Sanchez, who actually had a pick in the Gulliver game. The flag is out. It's going to be PI on Nicholas Sanchez. So they'll move upfield. And with 3.5 minutes left in the game, True North is just trying to put up one more score.
Belen almost with the shutout today. Would have been really nice to have, but still a great win for them today.
I don't know who had a better showing today, the offense or the defense. Obviously, Belen was favored against True North heading into this game, but they played really well and above expectations. 42-6. This team has scored 6 touchdowns, all of them on the ground. This rushing offense has been unstoppable, and this offensive lineman, a huge boost of confidence. After 2 games that they weren't particularly great, but they come out today, and their blocking is on point. Well, set to throw True North to number 10, who drops it. So number 10 on True North is going to drop that. We actually have his name here. He's had a couple of passes towards him. That's number 10, Robert Finlay, making the play. And on defensive tackle, Gabe. Coming out now on defense is Galvin Valdor, who hasn't seen a lot of playing time, played JV last year. And he's throwing it deep, and it's going to be caught by number 2. The tackle made by Adrian Hernandez. An outstanding catch by Jacob Camacho. And a great catch there. Pins him on the 15-yard line.
Pass goes for 36 yards and good for a Titan first down.
36 yards. That'll be enough for a Titan first down. 1 minute 45 seconds left in this game and a timeout. True North's offense back out on the field. Short on the slant, and it is caught. That's number 2, and that is the pass once again to Jacob Camacho. Number 9 set to throw. Throwing it into the end zone. It's caught. A touchdown. True North scoring their 2nd touchdown of the day. It's J. Rock Lopez. You heard me. J. Rock Lopez. That's his name. Catching the touchdown from Zach Katz. cats, like the animal. And a good pass by him. He's actually looked pretty good today. His receivers just have not been able to help him out, and the defense has done a great job stopping him from scoring points. But True North's offense is staying out on the field, looking to put in 2 points.
We didn't know a lot about this True North offense coming in. We didn't know their scheme or many of their players, but one person we did know was J-Rock, who we played on JV last year. Me and Javi actually played against him last year when we played True North, and we won.
Yeah, J-Rock, definitely a good player, scoring the touchdown there. And number 2 was wide open, Jacob Camacho. And he's just not able to bring it in. The throw is wide. So Belen will lead by 30 points, 42-12. We'll be back in a minute. We're sorry. They're going to let the clock run out. 10 seconds left now. Belen is going to take the win, 42-12. Make sure to stay after because we've got our post game down on the field with Adrian Vidal, Brandon De Casala,
and Henry Gonzalez.
And Henry Gonzalez, can't forget him. Possibly an interview from the coaches too. You're going to want to stick to see that. And maybe a special guest appearance from Bo. Everybody wants to see Bo. So a 30-point win from Belen, 42-12. All of Belen's touchdowns on the ground. 2 of them for Kamani, 2 of them for Rubio, 1 of them for Soto, and another one for Bo Humphrey. Belen will take the win, 42-12. I'm Javier Fernandez.
And I'm Bobby Caballero.
Thank you for watching this WBLN production. Make sure to stay after for our post-game show. Thank you.
Welcome back, Wolverine Nation. I am here with our post-game crew and Father Willie. It's been an amazing game, 42-12, and the team really showed out tonight and really made up for what they had. Father, how do you think they played today?
So far this has been the best I've seen them play. They had a great week of practice. I came out a couple of times. They played fantastic ball. They were very disciplined. They were very organized, and they gave it their best, and they showed up, and they played a great game.
And how do you feel the team was prepared in a religious aspect?
Well, we always start every game with a prayer. We always going to end up with a prayer. I got to go do one right now. They sing the Salve Regina. So these guys were mentally, physically, and spiritually prepared for the game today.
All right.
And in your opinion, how do you think we can improve on a team?
Well, listen, we got a big game coming up next week against Fairfield Prep. We're going to fly up to Fairfield, Connecticut. They're very good. And I think it all has to do with discipline. I think they really have to go out there. They got to lessen mistakes. They got to focus on what they got to do, play as a team together. And they really got to be disciplined. And I think that's the key to this team.
Yeah, how excited are you for that game?
I'm incredibly excited. Get an opportunity to have an away game, real away game, travel.
Yeah.
In a brother school like Fairfield Prep. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for saying that.
Okay, guys, great job today. Thank you.
Good luck. And they really showed up after 2 weeks of heartbreaking losses, and this is just it's really motivating for the fans to be able to see the team capable of doing so good. I mean, Anthony Rubio put on a show tonight, 2 touchdowns, big ones. He just played incredible. Bo Humphrey played incredible too. So many, like 10. Well, everybody showed up and did their job, which is why we won the game 42-12.
I mean, let's talk about the O-line. I mean, the O-line did phenomenal. We're talking about Aiden De Oliveira, Hector. We're talking about Tony Gonzalez. He had a huge hit. And not only that, let's talk about the 2 MVPs of the day.
Anthony Rubio and Bo Humphrey. Our running game today was just on point. Everything was perfect, went the way it should have. And True North was just no match for our game today. After a full week of practice, we were preparing both mentally, physically, and spiritually, like Father said. And we were just so prepared, so skilled too. I mean, let's face it, Anthony Rubio just played awesomely. It's just, and he's playing against his old team, his old school, right?
Yeah, he is playing
right.
against his old school. He was, and this is a stat, he was the fastest kid in old school. He told me he was the fastest kid in his old school.
Right, he used to be a Titan.
Yeah, he used to be a Titan, and I guess he got a little bit of revenge.
Revenge games are always the best storylines.
Yep.
Exactly, and that showed today for sure.
And let's talk about some honorable mentions, like the quarterback.
Brown on defense,
Andy
Miaras.
Cheech, Christian Soto with that 42-yard
The
touchdown.
entire D-line.
Yeah.
And everybody just showed up and made a difference in this game. The D-line was always in there, always in the backfield. The quarterback never had a free pass.
Not only that, but also Davion, he played phenomenal. And we can also talk about the fact that Miaras, I mean, I don't know what he was doing, but he was on the ball tonight. He did so well. I mean, I'm super proud of him, and I'm super happy.
Right.
He was talking to me earlier in the game. I was talking to him on the sidelines. He was telling me, yeah, this is a fun game, fun game to play, playing all these different plays, and coaching him and talking about it, halftime, how well he was playing. And let's talk about some more defensive players like Gavage. Gavage played well. What do you think about that, Brandon?
I mean, I've said this 1,000 times, but it's just, it's crazy what he does. He's
a tank. He's huge.
He's always doing something. He's never just standing there. And I mean, maybe when he gets double teamed, but he's always a part of the play, always making a difference. And this whole defense would be so different without him. He is just an incredible player, and the Wolverines are extremely lucky to have him.
Yeah, and the Wolverines are going to be doing solid arena right now. And not only that, but I feel like we need to talk about the special teams. I mean, special teams did very well. Lucas Avilo hitting a ton of field goals. Spano with nice punts and the kicks. One of the nice kickoffs he did. And not only that, but can we talk about anybody on the offense?
Yeah, I mean,
like Bryce Fitzgerald.
Like Bryce Fitzgerald.
I
mean, a bunch of people. Everybody did great on the offense. Of course, the receivers, the running backs, everyone just showed up today. Christian Soto, like I said before, he was our fourth running back last game. Now he scored a 42-yard touchdown in the second play. Everybody played on point today, and I think it's just a great juxtaposition to our last game. It's just they're opposites. Instead of down 21 in the first quarter like we did last game, now we're up 24-0 in the first quarter. Not only that, but our safeties, they were just on point. Our defense was awesome. Our special teams pulled every single kick, unlike last game, right? We just improved in every single.
It was blocked.
Yeah, and an extra point.
An extra point was blocked for us. I mean, unfortunately, the O-line didn't do very well on that play. But I mean, you can't say that of how well they played this game. I mean, they showed up last week. They didn't do very well, and they showed up this week. They did what they had to do. They did their duty, and they did it well.
They did it because they're disciplined.
Yep.
We teach our Jesuit Wolverines to just be strong, be disciplined, be merciless. But also spiritually active, like Father said.
And I think that will be all for today's live recording of the WBLN Live and
post-game show.
Post-game show. And the Belen Wolverines beat the True North Titans 42-12.
Yeah.
Right, and we're looking forward to covering the next game in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Yep, Fairfield. Catch us live.
Thank you.
Dude, tonight was a lot of fun. Wasn't it fun?